This is Clone Drone in the Danger Zone. We're on Xbox Series X taking a look at this rather intense and really neat, sort of like voxel inducing type game where you get like some sort of dynamic like destruction to the various characters and the enemies and that you play as. It's really quite cool. So what we're getting here on the Series X is 1080p at 60 FPS with HDR support. The general goal of the game is to survive waves of battle against enemies, and you are attempting to do this while facing off against, again, different scenarios every time you go at it. It constantly changes. It's just arena based, but this is basically just like a very simplistic part of it, and you're gonna see something really action packed here when we switch over to the multiplayer element of the game. So this part here is this like some of the single player content. This is like an endless mode, as to say. So it's something you just keep fighting and fighting. There is an actual campaign with a bit of a story going on in this one. And then there's like some other minor single player type modes or some like challenge stuff you can do. Every round you get like an upgrade. You might also choose to make a clone that takes over for you when you die. Kind of cool stuff like that. Maybe a flaming sword or a bow, or you might get a spear. Lots of different weapons. But I thought I'd open up with just some of the little bit of the single player, just so you get an idea of things going on in this perspective and how much, you know, everything kind of changes up. And the story, I really actually quite liked the some of the elements of the story. I found it kind of funny. I mean, it's not necessarily like insanely complex story-wise. You're basically just going, you know, round after round with these announcers making fun of you, which is, you know, they're kind of hilarious actually. They're like making fun of the human and, you know, everything like that. It's just kind of like a funny little showcase type thing. I find it quite humorous, to be honest. Like a really neat sort of option within the game is that you have like these guys just making fun of you and whatnot, which I think is kind of neat. And like I said, you get different weapons, and you know, you just fight wave after wave of different enemies, different scenarios. Some of the waves are more intensive with more enemies going on. Some of them are less intensive. There's like huge spider bot things. Oh no, I've died. And the game's not just solo, like I mentioned. There is actually multiplayer available, so you can play with others. And this game does support crossplay, so you can choose. Oh, what the heck? No, I want to get the upgrade. What are you doing? I wanted the upgrade. Anyways, so you can choose to have crossplay on or off. I would suggest turning it on because, you know, it's going to be a lot easier to find matches. But obviously, if you're doing... See, we just got destroyed here because this guy was impatient to put on the upgrades. He's basically dead. But, yeah, you can turn that off, but you know, it's a lot easier for finding matches. And this is just the endless cooperative. So you can play this in co-op, or you can actually compete against others. And we'll be showing off both of the modes so that you can see them in action. But I was hoping to get a little bit better of a teammate, so we're going to switch to somebody else. So this is one of the online challenges. I thought it might be kind of fun to showcase this one off here. So you get a laser thing you can use against others, so that's a little bit neat. Other people could join, but I guess maybe for this particular challenge there's not anyone sort of present here. It's kind of funny. But, yeah, this is kind of the multiplayer, right? It's the different choices you have here. You can do things where it's just like these weird fun challenge events, or you can do some competitive multiplayer, which we'll be showing off, you know, fairly shortly here, because I think they're sort of, that's the fun mode for me, really, is like competing against others. I think it's just hilarious. But, you know, like I said, there's actually quite a lot of content to this. You've got, you know, not only a single player aspect that you can play, there's lots of multiplayer to engage with as well, and I find that to be quite entertaining. Okay, are we gonna be able to laser? Uh-oh. Better than being Taser-Face. I don't think we have the power to do the laser. Uh-oh. But yeah, it's also kind of neat seeing the dynamics of your particular human robot conscious kind of getting like split apart. I find that very humorous, and like I said, this could be quite a fun game to play. I think we just got to get the energy up a little bit. Oh, come on. Let's switch to the competitive multiplayer. That'll be intense. So this is a glimpse into the multiplayer element of it. We're in a bit of an opening lobby here, so when the full match starts in about 60 seconds or less, depending on how fast people jump in, you'll see some of the more competitive type stuff. But this is just like a warm-up lobby where it's kind of just for fun and you respawn and whatnot. It's kind of cool. But yeah, like I said, I actually find this game to be kind of fun. I like the style of it. You know, I have played quite a few, I think voxel-like is the best term for like the block type destruction and whatnot. Games like this in the past, so I always kind of like jumping in and seeing basically what they have to offer. And I think this one is kind of distinct and interesting, you know. There's a lot of, you know, kind of uniqueness to this one. I think it has a lot of fun to it. It's a little bit zany, it's a little bit weird. It's definitely, you know, over the top for sure, and I like the humor element to it. You know, I think they did a really good job with that one, providing a little bit of a funny atmosphere where it's like, you know, you got these announcers just making fun of everybody, and you're in the middle of it trying to just survive and whatnot and deal with all these issues. That's pretty cool to me. I think they did a good job with that. And the multiplayer stuff seems to have good variation within it. I mean, for some of the single player type stuff, I think you're doing, oh, wow, okay. So I think for the single player type stuff, you know, you're doing a lot of similar type room surviving, but past that, I do think it's a lot of fun, and I do think it offers quite a bit for you to engage with and enjoy from that perspective. I mean, it's a weird game, right? I don't think it's necessarily something that you, or at least that I've heard a lot of, and I kind of saw it and I was like, oh, this might be kind of fun to see and check out what it has to offer. See, I died so fast, now I gotta wait for everyone else, because I jumped, like, basically went right into the laser. I'm like, oh yeah, sure, I'll be able to get around the laser. Nope. No siree. Just this other guy right here.
Fire sword.
He's got a bow. And yeah, like I said, with these skill trees, it's kind of neat, just some of the variations gameplay-wise that kind of pop up here. I mean, things are always a little bit different, right? Like, you know, you're never sure what people are going to come at you with or what kind of weapons they're going to use. And it's also cool because, like, you know, like I was mentioning with the voxel type stuff, like, my character could basically, like, you can lose, like, just a leg, and you could be, like, limping around or hopping around trying to, like, shoot enemies, or you might miss part of your arm or whatnot, and you just gotta kind of deal with all of these issues as you go to fight others, and I think that's kind of fun. And that's, you know, something that's true whether you're... Oh, there's a guy with one leg. Half his body's missing. But you can do that, you know, in the single player or the multiplayer. That's something that's persistent across the experience, and I think it's kind of fun to have. Let's get ready for this next match. Facing off against some intense opponents right here. It's gonna be fun. Feels like the hammer is kind of like a big thing for folks, but I like going in with like the flaming sword and whatnot. I find that kind of entertaining. But yeah, there's, you know, it's got like a healthy amount of content. Even if you can't necessarily find people directly to play with, you like set up private games. Or you can enjoy a lot of like single player stuff. Holy, that guy just casually cut me down like I was nothing there. That's a little embarrassing. Let's do a little bit of the spectating around here before we join into another match. Finding different power-ups. But yeah, the combat, it's ruthless. You know, you go in, you die, and that's basically it on that one. So we'll pause and we'll jump into the next match here. So yeah, we joined another match, obviously. I'm going to try things up a little bit differently. I'm going to rock the combo of not just having a sword. I'm going to do both. I saw this person earlier. They just, like, kick people around. I mean, I cut them in half, but, you know, they kind of almost, I think, knocked me off the ledge a couple times, which I thought was funny. But yeah, you just get this balance of different, like, weapons and tools, and, you know, custom environments and whatnot. And I just think there's a lot to this one. It's really, really quite neat and very different. And I just love to see different types of, like, multiplayer games. And, oh, you can do 1v1 duels, too. You don't have to do, like, large-scale, I think 15-player lobbies or whatnot this goes up to, but you can do, like, 1v1 duels. And, like I mentioned, there's a lot going on in this one. There's a lot of room for conflict and battles and everything like that. That's kind of exciting. So let's drop in here, and hopefully let's actually kill somebody this time.
Watch now.
Before dying tragically again right off the bat. Oh, it's that person that does the kicking things.
Max energy upgraded.
They've got some moves, I'll give them that.
Raptor launched.
You always cause problems. Other person that just like runs around and somehow evades everyone. Ugh.
Probably a route one to the
Yeah, you gotta get some way wider arrows, otherwise your damage is just like so random almost in this.
Upgraded.
Oh, the lava is rising. This is like some Star Wars Episode 3 kind of stuff going on here. Oh, I can't believe I missed there. Oh, that sucks. So I thought we'd join into a bit more of the endless co-op so you could see that in action. Obviously, as I keep dying tragically in the the combative arena there. Well, I mean, you never know what you're going to get competition-wise. Some people are a little easier to go by than others, and that's definitely going to be an issue. But, yeah, I don't know. I think this game is quite quirky and quite fun. So I hope you're kind of getting an idea of how it plays and whatnot. Guess I'm the only one here doing some damage. Thanks for the assist there, teammate. Yeah, I'll just fight all the hardcore enemies and whatnot, and you can just chill out. That's cool.
It was okay.
Woo! I don't know, it's just got like a lot of personality to it is the biggest thing. I find it kind of fun, a little bit weird, especially like if you get like a large group of people doing co-op. I mean, I personally find that to be quite entertaining and a little bit crazy, especially if you get like 3 or 4 people just like battling away. It's kind of epic. I mean, of course you can all tragically die too, which is a big issue, but you know, it depends on your squad and how well equipped you guys are for dealing with everything like that. And it's funny, it's weird. I think there's probably like more of a specific target audience for this type of thing, but I myself find this to be kind of fun and very easy. Like it's you know, it's a very simplistic sort of slash fight, and you got to be very careful with your combat, otherwise you're gonna, you know, get cut up and whatnot. So you got to be smart and strategic about things, and actually work as a team in order to entertain the robot overlords that are watching and have imprinted us in this. I mean, even the story itself, I was kind of like, oh, wow, they actually worked to do a bit of a story element in this one. I definitely, you know, was not surprised, or I was definitely not expecting that sort of thing. I was going through the story element, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. That's a little bit entertaining. It's different. So you might actually find that to be pleasantly surprising. Are these spike pit floors? Yes, they are. Kind of wish I would have put some, like, a bow in or something like that. And my armor on my leg is not there. That's not good. Where am I getting shot from somewhere? Oh, they're over that way now. That's funny. I didn't realize there's a jump pad to the top, and I've just kind of been walking around down here. Not know where everybody is. Okay. I mean, it's definitely got like a cool aesthetic to it too. It's very simplistic, like visually, in regards to like not really hitting super high performance targets. Well, I mean not performance targets. I mean it's 60 FPS, so it's like not really a whole lot to complain about there. But just visually, I mean they could have, I think, bumped things up a bit more for the Series X. But I'm not complaining. It looks, you know, it looks clean and sharp and whatnot. So yeah, definitely like that. Woo! Trying to go back into this area here. The kickbots are here. Yeah, I mean our judges, they're pretty entertaining. So I don't know if I should go with a bow or kind of like do some kind of weird projectile blocking thing. I'm going with Ultra Fire Sword. Why not? It's a way to do things. Let's fight indeed, my friend. Let's fight indeed. So you got like an emote wheel thing. Yeah, I bet for like 1v1 there's like intense duelership in this.
Victory.
That's how we do it. That's very quick too.
The more spectacular its death.
Yes, let's keep watching.
Hello.
Swords everywhere.
Love it.
Swords everywhere. Let's see. Should we do some projectile movement? Let's do it. Let's block some projectiles. We can do. Where is the water? I don't think they're noticing me waving hello over here in a very friendly way. It's like they're just kind of standing there chilling out and whatnot. Oh, they're doing it too! We're both hello. Yeah.
Gold.
Die. I think my friend died there.
Wow, this human is good.
Perhaps we will see. Titanium.
That
Oh no,
will be
he's good.
The Mark IV combat archers are
Ah, we didn't go get new
They are very
upgrades.
nice
Uh-oh.
robots.
time for the human to burn.
I could have used those upgrades. It's like a danger zone here. Die. Anyways, kind of a fun game. Which is mostly what I wanted to show off, was just so you get an idea of it and everything like that across the different modes. And if you can play multiplayer with others, I think you'll have
It is some kind
quite a
of
lot of fun
wonder
doing
human.
so. I mean, I think it offers a lot for you to enjoy and play. Oh, we just keep going back
Here,
up.
what
That's
edition?
not good.
Sure.
Danger.